Welcome to the RadioU Podcast. Coming up, how the College Football Playoff Selection Committee actually got it right.
Also, have we been fooled back into getting cable?
All that and more on the way next. Oh my gosh. What an amazing weekend of football. You know what? We don't need to waste a lot of time. The Packers beat the Bears. The Steelers beat the Ravens. These are things that we knew would happen. Things that the Packers are obviously better than the Bears. The Steelers, Aaron Rodgers obviously better than Lamar Jackson. I don't think we need to waste a lot of time on that. But Allie, a couple of former AFC stalwarts both went down yesterday. Joe Burrow, ironically, melting in the snow against the Buffalo Bills. What happened?
I don't know what happened, but I mean, can we really blame the Bengals defense for losing to the Bills offense? I don't think we can. The Bengals defense has sucked all year.
Yeah.
And so they put up a really good effort against the Bills, and I don't think that it's a shock that they lost to them. I think what's more shocking is what's been happening all season with the Chiefs. They just look lost. What is going on?
It was tough last night for the Chiefs. They played what might be the best defense in the league from the Texans, but at home, you got to figure out a way to get that done. So that was definitely shocking. The Chiefs now reeling very far outside the playoff picture, but I think that the difference between the Chiefs and the Bengals is the Chiefs still have hope. The Bengals, I mean, they're functionally eliminated. The Chiefs, you know what? Things are about to turn around for the Chiefs because I was looking at their schedule, and yes, they couldn't beat the Texans at home. But coming up this week, they get the Chargers at home. The Chargers from sunny Los Angeles have to travel to the Kansas City tundra with Justin Herbert with only one arm and a bunch of other injuries as well. I think the Chiefs will figure that out. And then they get the Titans. So all of a sudden, then the Chiefs are right back in the playoff race. They do have the Broncos, but that's at home. And then the Raiders, which might as well, you can mark that as a W right now.
Probably, yep.
So the Chiefs are going to, I think the Chiefs will be fine. I think the Bengals, their defense tried yesterday and put up a good half or so. And Joe Burrow is the one who threw the game away.
Yeah.
He threw 2 interceptions on back-to-back plays.
Yeah.
That's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
No, it's not. But I mean, I don't really blame the Bengals for, falling apart there at the end because it's like, Joe Burrow hasn't exactly been playing all season. Mm-hmm. He's not really in rhythm. And also, the Bengals, they obviously, as you said, didn't have any chance. If they would have had Joe Burrow all year and put up more performances like that, then you would think that they would be in the playoff picture.
Yeah, but I don't know. Even with
Bills
they were scoring like 50 points with Joe Flacco and still losing. So
yeah,
their defense is that bad. But then you think that Joe Burrow coming back and your defense trying, and they looked fine against the Ravens last week. They looked good.
Yep.
And he looked good for a half.
I think anyone could look pretty good against the Ravens at some point.
And then he just 2 plays in a row. He throws interceptions. One goes back for they were leading.
I know,
they were
but
leading
also
28. Was it 28-10?
Yeah, but think about it. The quarterbacks that were used to having success have not had that great of success this year. Lamar Jackson. Last night, we saw Patrick Mahomes throw 3 interceptions. Mm-hmm. And so it's just, we're not seeing the same quarterback. Jalen Hurts has been struggling. So it's just, overall, the quarterbacks that have been the strength of the league have had a down year.
We might get a weird result in the AFC since the Bengals are out, the Ravens maybe they can catch the Steelers, but now they're behind the 8 ball for that, and then the Chiefs might not make it. And so we're going to get, right now the division leaders are the Broncos, Patriots, Jaguars, and Steelers. Can you imagine one of those teams in the Super Bowl? I can because the Steelers have Aaron Rodgers.
It can happen.
Yeah, but you know what? I felt really good. Yesterday.
Okay.
It doesn't get better.
Both of your teams won.
Going back to back, Aaron Rodgers crushing the Ravens and the Packers sending Caleb Williams back to the nail salon. Oh, it felt good. It's happening. Netflix is buying Warner Brothers Discovery. 8772 Radio U. That means that Netflix is going to be taking control of everything Warner Brothers Discovery does. That includes HBO Max. 8772 Radio U. Here's my question. What will this change for us, the streamers?
That's what I don't know. David Zaslav, who I believe is the CEO for Warner Brothers Discovery, basically said to employees in a statement that HBO Max is not going away. So my thought is Netflix and HBO Max will still be separate entities, but we may still see some crossover. But I think eventually you might see what's happened with Disney and Hulu, which is you can just have the streaming services together.
Yeah.
Like as a combo deal. They're in one another.
Right.
Which again, I saw this post over the weekend when this was first announced, and it was like, the circle back to cable is wild.
Yeah.
Because that's basically
exactly
what we're
what's
going
happening.
back to.
That is, so the good news to me is that if they combine, it's not going to be, if you add, it's not, the price will be cheaper than right now if you have individually HBO Max and Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, what would that be? Like, I mean, it depends which tiers you have, but let's say that's $35. It's going to be less than that to have both of them together at some point in the future. They're not going to stay separate forever, right?
Yeah, I would think.
But my concern is then, what if I don't want both? This is something that HBO Max has already gone through, where they combined with Discovery Plus or whatever it was called, and there was a lot of people that were like, because that was entirely different.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm still thinking, after the Stranger Things finale, I could very easily not have a Netflix subscription and truly not care.
Yeah.
But that may not be like kind of an option at some point. Like at some point where they're kind of going to roll in together where you're probably going to wind up paying more than you want to pay.
Exactly.
And being stuck with a bunch of what I guess would call streaming bloat.
Right.
Which is just a bunch of stuff that you're paying for that you do not care about.
That you don't care about, you don't want to watch, which is kind of already I felt that way already with Netflix, which is why I have canceled Netflix subscriptions.
Oh, Netflix is the worst, for sure.
Yeah, because I'm just like, this money is going to pay for shows and movies that are horrible, and I don't want to watch them, and a lot of people don't watch them. And so I just felt like there was really no need to keep a Netflix subscription unless I was watching a current show. Then as soon as I'm done watching that show, as you said, like after the finale, just cancel it.
Yeah.
Why keep it if you're not going to use it?
HBO Max, I feel like I can find a reason to use it constantly.
Yeah, that's the only one I've kept.
Netflix, I have to look for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
if it's not Stranger Things, it's not like there's nothing good on there, but it's just, I just don't feel like that's my favorite one. You know, one that's worth my money, especially for how much it winds up costing. So this is it's a concern to me. And it's right. Everything is eventually going to be all bundled into one.
It's cyclical, man.
Yeah, and you're going to wind up paying just as much, if not more, than you were when it was cable days.
I think we're going to wind up paying more than what cable was originally costing us. And so it's like ridiculous. And we all have been just absolutely, we've been fooled into this.
Yeah. We've been bamboozled.
Yep.
We've been duped.
Hoodwinked.
Yep. And now we're all going to be, there used to, it's brilliant. It is brilliant business that like, at first they gave us the option, like, would you like to save money and only pay for things that you really actually want to watch?
Right. $12 a month. Not that big of a deal.
Yeah, $12 a month. And you can watch as much as you could possibly want.
Now $69 a month for cable does not sound that bad.
No, it doesn't. But then Netflix wouldn't be included in that. And that doesn't sound that bad. A woman was sent to the hospital with a broken pelvis and internal bleeding after an animal attack. 8772 Radio U. The animal in question, the culprit, geese.
Oh, no.
Granted, the woman was 72.
Okay.
So probably more susceptible to a broken pelvis than people younger.
Yeah.
But who knew a goose was capable of such monstrosity?
Oh.
An elderly old woman. She was just feeding ducks at the pond.
We've always known this about geese.
I know.
They're the most aggressive bird out there.
We let them get away with way too much.
We do.
I don't know why we treat geese so nicely.
Well, it's because they're a protected species.
But why?
Well, it's because they're traveling. They're not from here.
Yeah, so they should get out. They need to get out. It doesn't seem like they're traveling when they're slowly wandering across the street, holding up traffic.
Yeah.
And we're not allowed to just shoo them out of the way.
I think we're allowed to shoo them, but you can't, like, run them over.
If you shoo them, they will attack you, as this woman in Texas found out.
Yeah.
She found out the hard way, and now she's got a long road back to just being able to like function. She's got to go through physical therapy and everything because the geese wanted some food. I think we need to start getting tougher on geese. And Chris, our engineer, would back me up. He had geese move into his yard.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And there's like, you can't call anybody.
Yeah.
Because they're not allowed to do anything.
No, they're not.
We should be allowed to do something.
What do you want to do?
The geese are doing things. Yeah, I think so. Would they make good food?
I have no idea.
Can you eat the eggs? I don't even care. I don't care. We do things to other animals. The geese are they're infringing on our territory. Go back to Canada. Send them back to Canada.
I mean, I wish we could, but they're on a biological, track now. This is what they do.
Who decides? Who gets to make up like how many? Because there's numbers of like endangered, critically endangered, concern. Like there's different levels. Mm-hmm. Who decides how many geese we actually need? You know what I mean? Like, what is the acceptable numbers?
Yeah.
Because I feel like our number is too high.
You're like, we got to start thinning some of these out.
Yes, we do. We do. They're getting in the way. They're a nuisance.
I mean, they can be. Certainly, they can be. But yeah, I think we've all known that they are very aggressive if you are near them. Mm-hmm. And so I just avoid.
I try to too. But I do wonder, like, what if a goose started coming at me? Mm-hmm. Could I take it?
I would just kick it.
That's what I think too, right? Like I'd do that. If you watch UFC, when fighters like MMA, if they get knocked down, sometimes what they'll do is like I don't know what this is called. But like they'll be lying on their back, and instead of getting up right away, they'll like kick their feet to make sure the guy can't come over and like start pounding them in the head.
That's the bicycle.
And that's what I think I would do with a goose. I'd just be like, back up, put my feet in the air, lie on my back, put my feet in the air, start kicking so that it can't get near my face.
That's the bicycle move.
Yeah.
That's an ab workout. So it's perfect.
I think I feel like that would look pretty lame if somebody saw you on video doing that with a goose, but I feel like that might be the best plan. It didn't work for this woman in Texas, unfortunately. I don't want to find myself
in this situation. I really don't. Back against the ground with geese flying at me. Yeah. No, thank you.
And it's never just one. It's never just one.
Right?
Either.
They're always together. I've seen the movie Birds. I don't want this to happen.
Imagine how much more terrifying that would have been if it was geese. Yeah.
It was already scary enough.
We got to do something. This is a platform I would run on. Get rid of geese if I was running for anything.
Okay.
I think it would get me elected to city council.
All right.
I think it might work. The college football playoff bracket is set, and Notre Dame ain't in it. 8772 RadioU was revealed yesterday that Miami got the last at-large spot. They jumped Notre Dame, even though this past week neither of them played. Somehow Miami was able to hop over Notre Dame. I'll say this. I think we took the dumbest possible path to get to essentially the right result.
Yeah.
Like, I think the 12 team, obviously Tulane and James Madison aren't two of the 12 best teams. They don't really belong. But based off of what the rules were, they obviously have to be in. I think Miami deserved to be in over Notre Dame. I think, while thinking that Notre Dame is probably one of the top 5 best teams in the country. But their resume didn't show that. And at some point, we just have to actually look at, you have to look at the schedule, look at what your wins and losses say, and Notre Dame did not have really any meaningful wins.
Yeah.
Any wins over good teams. And they didn't have as good results versus the same teams they played as Miami. So under what circumstances would it make sense for Notre Dame to be in over Miami? It didn't make sense.
Nope.
But the committee was fine with having it that way all the way until yesterday, where nothing had changed, but for some reason they decided to change it. It doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't. I think
we got the right result in the end.
Yeah, I think what happened, because we've been told that what they do is they analyze these teams in pods of like 3 or 4, and so they continually kept leaving Notre Dame and Miami in separate pods, so they wouldn't have to take into account that head-to-head win for Miami.
Even that, based off of what? Why are they different pods?
It didn't make any sense. I don't understand why that is how they break it down. I don't get it, but I agree with you. I think they made the right decision by putting Miami in over Notre Dame because you have to honor the head-to-head.
Even in getting it right, they still baffling excuses because the reason that Miami and Notre Dame wound up next to each other in the rankings when they hadn't been, and that meant Miami, because of the head-to-head, was put in over Notre Dame, was because BYU lost in the Big 12 Conference Championship game, so they got dropped down. They lost pretty badly.
Yes.
But then explain why Alabama didn't get dropped down when they also
BYU was already
You and I had more rushing yards than Alabama on Saturday, and for some reason they're still a college football playoff team.
I agree that I don't like Alabama getting in, but I think we knew coming into this weekend BYU was sitting on the outs. They were at number 11, which meant they were not in the playoff picture. If it would have ended last week before the championship games were played, BYU was out. They were already on the outs. Alabama was in the inside part already. And I said this with the last ranking that was revealed, the penultimate ranking. When Notre Dame got pushed down and Alabama above Notre Dame, that was already letting us know the committee was pre-protecting Alabama.
Yeah.
They went ahead and told us if Alabama loses, they're staying.
Which was nonsensical at the time, too, because Alabama barely beat Auburn and Notre Dame smashed, Stanford?
Yeah.
So it's just, like I said, and this is what I said too, if we didn't have a ranking show every week,
right,
and these were the only rankings, it would be completely fine. Notre Dame fans would still be upset, of course. I'm sure a few other schools as well, BYU fans. But these are they got the right teams in. It's just they did it in a very wrong way. In a very wrong way.
Yeah, it's just a convoluted system. It's a TV show, as we've talked about, so it's filled with all this drama.
And they just have a spokesperson. Hunter Yurachek sounds like a... He does, because he's just making it up as he goes.
None of the spokesperson ever sound like they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They're really just given all sorts of craziness throughout the entire process. So, I don't take any of what they say very seriously. But yeah, it's just, this is how, I'm okay with how we ended up here. I'm excited about these games.
Yeah, I'm glad we're done with all the ranking nonsense,
and I think
that we can move on to real games.
Right, and I think we actually are going to get some really good first round games. Alabama-Oklahoma was a good game a couple weeks ago. I think Miami and Texas A&M is going to be a good game. Congratulations, James Madison, you made it in. Now you got to go play Oregon. Sorry about your luck. And Tulane-Ole Miss, we already had that earlier in the year. In the beginning, in the non-conference games. So we'll see. Tulane, can you, Ole Miss, they are kind of looking a little, I don't know how they'll perform without Lane Kiffin and half of their coaching staff. But we'll see.
I'm glad we can just move on to the games, the right games that we should have gotten probably.
Yeah.
But just in a very dumb way. It is time for me to face the music. I need to be punished for just barely losing our football picks this week. We had the same record, but I lost the tiebreaker. So my punishment is I need to deliver a speech on why Julian Sayin, quarterback for Ohio State, should be the Heisman Trophy winner.
Wah, wah.
If you'll allow me, I would like to do this speech in character. I'm going to be Julian Sayin.
What?
Making the case for why he himself
Julian Sayin's never made the case for himself.
Be the Heisman winner. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why he won't win, because he just hasn't spoken up for himself. So, if you'll allow me. Hello, everyone. I'm Julian Sayin. And if you didn't hear me the first time, let me say it again. I'm Julian Sayin. And that alone should put me on your Heisman ballot. Now, people keep asking, Julian, why should you win the Heisman? And I say two things. One, I'm the quarterback of Ohio State. Two, have you seen what I've had to overcome?
Oh.
First of all, shout out to my receivers. Every drop pass this season has really helped build my character. I mean, our quarterbacks are catching more throws than my own wide receivers. It's tough out there when the Buckeyes are running your offense better than your offense. And I want to say thank you to my offensive line. They're great dudes. I love them. But man, half the time I'm wondering if they're protecting me or trying to get me into the transfer portal.
Oh.
I'm Julian saying. Now, let's talk about the other Heisman contenders. Fernando Mendoza. Great quarterback, elite arm talent, but let's be real. If Fernando had my offensive line, he'd complete more passes to the turf than to his receivers. No disrespect. That's just attitude adjustment. I'm Julian saying. What about Diego Pavia? He's an electric runner. Super fun to watch. He's a highlight reel. But if Diego had to throw behind the dudes I have blocking for me, he'd switch to punter by week 4.
Oh.
Jeremiah Love, running back for Notre Dame. Unbelievable talent. Great back. But the only thing he's running through more than defenses is wide open holes in that his O-line gave him. Against Stanford. Must be nice. Meanwhile, I'm back here dodging free blitzers like I'm in Mario Kart. I'm Julian saying. People say, Julian, what separates you from them? And I say, I've dealt with more adversity in 1 quarter as the quarterback of the Ohio State Buckeyes than they've dealt with all season at Vanderbilt and Indiana. Receivers dropping touchdowns, I've overcome it. Linemen missing blocks, I survived it. Ohio State defensive backs, well, I tried. And through it all, I'm still Julian saying. Still standing, still throwing, still carrying this Ohio State team like a Costco backpack. So when you fill out your Heisman ballot, remember this. Those guys had help. Those guys had support. They had protection. I had myself.
What?
I'm Julian saying, and I should win the Heisman. Thank you.
That is a terrible argument for Julian saying.
Why not?
Because it's not
Or
true.
why?
It's not true at all.
What is the argument for him?
I think the argument is that he's been a great and very accurate quarterback. He's going to break Bo Nix's record for accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that it's an argument of I had to overcome a terrible offensive line. His offensive line was really good all year long. And his defense was amazing.
It was not great on Saturday.
That's a different story than how it's been all season.
By the way, I think Ohio State learned a lot on Saturday.
I think they learned that you can't relax after you beat Michigan.
Yeah.
I think they took a big old sigh of relief after they beat Michigan. But
And by the way,
Indiana had treated Ohio State like Ohio State treated Michigan.
Nobody should be more upset about Saturday than Michigan because Indiana looked like Michigan should look. Indiana just did
well, that's
what it
what
looked
I
like.
mean.
Yeah.
Indiana treated Ohio State as if it was their Michigan game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Curt Cignetti knew that he was most likely going to play Ohio State for the championship game and prepared for them all season. Ohio State was preparing for Michigan all season, as they should, but they beat them and then took a big old sigh of relief and came out there and did not look prepared.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you needed 1 yard.
I know.
Yard. You had 2
We've seen
plays
this twice
for
now.
1 yard, and
Julian
you didn't go for it.
is ineligible for the Heisman just based off of him
No,
trying
that's
to run
Ryan
QB
Day.
sneaks.
That's Ryan Day being ineligible for Coach of the Year because you needed 1 yard. Why
Listen.
not go for the win? Why not go for the
Listen.
jugular? What are you doing?
Ohio State, I told you this when we picked the game on Friday. That game didn't matter. They're still just as able to win the championship as they
This
would have
better
been
be
if
the
they won.
motivation for them to win the championship.
I don't want them to win, but that game, it didn't matter to Ohio State.
They better blow the doors off of whoever they have to play next.
It's going to be tough. Texas A&M, Miami, tough game.
Hey, that's what they did against Tennessee and Oregon. They
Yep.
went out there and looked like world beaters. They better do it again.
Would you try this? 8772 Radio U. Butter dipped ice cream.
Ooh, what?
First you're like, ooh.
That was a lot of different
You went through
emotions.
so much in just 15 seconds right there. Butter dipped ice cream. This sounds like some Texas State Fair type nonsense.
It
but
does. It does.
It actually can be credited to a New England based grocery store. I love this place. It's called Stu Leonard's.
Oh.
It's a small chain of grocery stores that's based in Connecticut.
Okay.
You can find, I don't have a butter ice cream TikTok video, but I do have a video from Stu Leonard's up on TikTok at Hudson Radio U.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, because Stu Leonard's is amazing. It has like animatronic characters throughout the grocery store.
So it's the Buc-ee's of New England.
It's kind of Buc-ee's, kind of Jungle Gyms. Radio U Ohio people would know for New England. It's very fun. It makes shopping fun. And they also now have they when you leave Stu Leonard's, there's a spot where you can get soft serve ice cream, and I've done that too. And now they've gone viral for selling a ice cream cone dipped where the ice cream is dipped in melted butter. And then it I guess hardens kind of like, if you get a chocolate dip cone or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they call it the perfect combination of salty and sweet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'd be down to try it.
It sounds horrible for you, but could actually be really good.
It sounds like it would taste good, but...
You know what your ice cream needs is more dairy. Right. More calories and fat.
Lactose intolerant people are quaking.
Yeah, for real. But I can't say that I wouldn't absolutely want to try it. They also have some ideas, people in the comments, ideas for what you might pair this with.
Okay.
Just think about this. What if you like doing this? You like dipping fries in like a milkshake or a Frosty? What if you dipped the fries in butter-dipped ice cream?
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or like you got some corn involved somehow.
Corn?
Yeah, like sweet corn.
Okay.
That's another idea. I think this there's some good potential here. This sounds like something that should be at all state fairs.
Yes.
When the cycle comes back around.
Well, because the state fair here in Ohio, they're known for the butter cow, the butter sculptures. And so this would be perfect to go get. Because, it's a part of the dairy exhibits there. So you can get ice cream at that part of the Ohio State Fair.
Yeah.
Why not also get ice cream that's been dipped in butter?
They should give you an ice cream cone that you can go just smear on the butter cow. Just take a slice off of it.
I think that would take a lot of time because it's really cold in there where they have the butter cow and all the other sculptures.
Raise the temperature so it softens.
Yes,
softens
that's
the cow.
That's what you would have to do. And I'm assuming that's what they do when they have to melt it down. I don't know how they get rid of it.
You know what they do at other state fairs is they deep fry butter. So what about the next step? And there's deep fried ice cream. So what about deep fried butter ice cream?
That sounds like a state fair thing.
That sounds...
deep fried everything,
yeah.
Right?
And the type of thing that, yes, you shouldn't eat more than probably once in your life. That's why it's not available year-round.
No, not once in the life. Once a year.
Once a year,
state
at
fair.
most. But if Stu Leonard's is going to be offering this at their a dozen or so locations in the Northeast permanently, I feel like it's going to, the Northeast might start to look a little bit more like the South.
Yeah.
They might start to plump up a little bit.
I don't think they like that.
It's time for our Monday tradition, the box office breakdown, looking at what made money and what didn't in theaters over the weekend. To let us know what you've seen lately, movies or TV, at 8772 Radio U. We'd love to see your reviews. Number one at the box office this weekend. Allie, what's your guess?
I'm gonna go with Zootopia.
Oh, no, incorrect. Remember Five Nights at Freddy's 2 came out this weekend.
I just didn't think the reviews were very good, so I thought Zootopia might still get number one.
The absolutely pathetic reviews for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 didn't slow it down too much. It still made $63 million.
Whoa, that's quite impressive, actually.
North America. Yeah, that's really good. There's a lot of much better movies that made much less in the opening weekends. Made about $109 million worldwide. Not too shabby. People apparently not very discerning when it comes to
video game adaptation films?
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Apparently. That was number one. If you saw it, maybe we're all wrong. Maybe the reviews are all wrong, and you're right. 8772 Radio U. Let us know your review of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Number two in the box office is the aforementioned Zootopia 2. That made $43 million just this weekend alone. It has now made worldwide $915 million.
Whoa, it is so close to the $1 billion club.
Oh, it's getting there.
It's definitely getting there.
It's getting there in no time. Possibly by the time we're done talking, it'll be in the $1 billion club. And number three at the box office was Wicked for Good, which made $16.7 million this weekend.
All right.
Yeah. So now we want to know what you've seen as of late at 877-2-RADIO-U. We're in that kind of sweet spot of the year. There's just a lot of choices. There's a lot of new stuff, but then also a lot of, obviously, you want to incorporate Christmas into this time of year, too. So let us know what you've seen, new or old, at 877-2-RADIO-U. I know Allie and I have both been busy watching up a lot of things. And so we'll see what people are saying, see what people have seen, and see what we've seen. We just did the box office breakdown, looking at the top movies of the weekend. Five Nights at Freddy's an easy number 1, Zootopia number 2, and Wicked for Good number 3 in North America. What have you seen lately? Let us know at 877-2-RADIO-U. Allie, Regina did it.
What?
Regina watched A Very Jonas Christmas on Disney Plus.
I have gotten so many ads for this.
Yeah, me too.
Even though I don't have Disney Plus.
Yeah, and I've never cared about the Jonas Brothers. But she says it was delightfully full of self-deprecation and just enough cheese, and really sweet that they included their families. That also, it reminds me, I suppose, I was talking to my dad this weekend. Mm-hmm. He was saying how he hasn't really watched any of the like Christmas classic movies this year yet.
Okay.
Because my mom won't sit down and watch them with him.
Aww.
And so he doesn't want to watch the classics without her.
Aww.
But he wants to watch Christmas movies, so he's been watching like Hallmarky style movies. And I said, Dad, you gotta watch My Secret Santa, the one on Netflix. It's basically like Mrs. Doubtfire, but it's a single mom and she wants to be Santa.
Did he watch it?
No, he said he can't log into Netflix because my brother won't send him the code to watch outside of the household.
Because of password sharing.
Yeah, but he also wants to watch Stranger Things. So if my brother could send him the code, that'd be great.
This is a message to your brother.
Yeah.
We heard from William. He says, I don't believe it's a Christmas movie, but slowly been rewatching the Die Hard movies. I watched the 2007 movie this weekend, Live Free or Die Hard, the one based in D.C. with Justin Long. I have never seen that because I do not remember Justin Long in Die Hard.
No, nor do I. But I like how he's watching it in December and he's even like, I don't think it's a Christmas movie.
Yep.
We heard from Tim, who says he saw the Minecraft movie for the first time. Recently got into playing Minecraft and wanted to see the film in theaters. Let's see. It was all right, but could have been longer. Yeah.
Okay.
But what about the chicken jockey scene, though?
Did you like that?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you didn't have a crazy experience like many did in the theater when watching it.
I didn't even know it was still playing in theaters.
I didn't either. Maybe it's back in like a re-release type of situation.
All right, Allie, what have you watched lately?
So last week on Tuesday, I went to go see Wicked for Good, and I loved it. I loved the ending and the story coming together and all of that. But I will say, just because of the nature of how the songs are split up in part 1 and part 2 of the musical, the second film is not quite as punchy as the first one. I mean, you just can't beat the ending with Defying Gravity and just these songs that are so iconic, not only for Wicked, but also in pop culture, whether it be popular, The Wizard and I, like these are just all such great songs. And it's not like the second one doesn't have good songs. They're just not as well known. And so it's just not as, like, wow. And it doesn't have as much of a wow factor as that first part did. I still loved it, but I think you need to watch part 1 and part 2 together to really get that full experience because it felt a little bit like wah wah compared to like the first one.
Yeah, I actually did, believe it or not, listen to a few of the songs from the new movie.
Yeah. Like the soundtrack?
Yeah, because they were trending on Spotify.
Oh, yeah?
And I listened to anything trending on Spotify at least once. And I was, like when Defying Gravity and whatever last year popular, it was like, I know I've heard these before.
Right.
These ones were not catchy or not particularly memorable to me at all.
Because it's all very narrative-driven song, and it's not as much, like, not that the songs in the first part aren't narrative-driven, but, like, they're, like, a lot of reprisal-type songs, and, and so it's just, like, it's a different vibe in the second part. And I think a lot of people who love Wicked, you'll know what I mean. It's just, it's a little bit different. It's not that it's bad. It's just different than what we got with the first part.
Well, what I've been watching lately is a lot. I've kind of entered hibernation mode.
Okay.
Where I want to stay inside and watch
Well,
things.
I want to hear about Zootopia 2.
Okay, yeah. So I watched Zootopia 2 in theaters, and I do not think it is as good as the first one.
Okay.
But I was kind of pleasantly surprised that like it's still it's very like, I guess maybe you expect this from a kids movie, but it's very like fast paced where like there's not like you just feel like you're moving the entire time. It's kind of funny. Like they do add a couple new characters that I didn't enjoy as much.
Okay.
There's a beaver that I found kind of actually irritating. But my biggest problem, very minimal sloth.
Oh, no.
The sloth is in it.
No.
Just only Flash,
100-yard dash.
very briefly. Not enough for my taste.
Yeah, that's sad. I loved the sloth part. That's like my favorite part in the first movie.
This is why we can't have nice things. 8772 Radio U, because ads inevitably come along and ruin them.
Oh, it's true.
Everything except Radio U
Yes.
will be ruined by ads one day. Even ChatGPT, where people are complaining that they are seeing promotional information, specifically not targeted ads for Target, coming up in their ChatGPT searches or queries that have absolutely nothing to do with Target.
Oh my goodness.
For some reason, they're being directed specifically to Target, and this is even among paying subscribers.
Yeah.
Are finding promotional panels for Target in their questions they're asking ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT says while they are bringing ads to ChatGPT in the future.
No.
That's coming. These aren't even supposedly ads. But then when I'm reading what they're supposed to be, I struggle to understand what the distinction is.
What else they would be called?
Yeah. Because OpenAI, ChatGPT, says that these are a experimental feature called like an app suggestion or commerce integration, but not necessarily ads. Again,
that doesn't make any sense. It says promotional style suggestion. I'm sorry, promotion and advertisement are essentially the same thing.
So it's even worse than an advertisement. They're advertising Target for free.
Yeah.
They're not even getting money from Target for this.
Are they paid for this? Because that's the thing I need to know. This is going to sound a little bit like Ryan Day. I need to know where Sam Altman is right now. Tell me where he is. Because didn't he always say that ChatGPT is going to be like not for profit?
I guess so. But I mean, it costs a lot of money to run something like this. So you can put ads in. I mean, you know this, Allie. From working in radio, you can be nonprofit and still have ads.
But I don't like that.
No.
I don't want that. And I think this is a bad idea.
It's just going to happen. It's just going to happen. But this is the problem with, like I said, this is why we can't have nice things, because any like truly useful, helpful feature comes along and then it has to be monetized one way or the other. Think about how Google got ruined for the longest time, because like when Google first started, you just typed in your thing and it would just give you the list of the websites.
Searched it up.
And then you would type in your thing and Google started having ads, and then it would always put the promoted ad, not even like the ones that were denoted as ads. It would just put the promoted things at the top. And Google became a horrible experience for a long time because of that.
Right. And it kind of still is, because like even if you're looking for a specific website, it'll still show you a sponsored ad at the top. And so it's like, that's not what I was searching for, Google. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Take it away.
And this is what's coming to ChatGPT too. So,
oh man, this is a real problem for me.
Be real careful when you're copy and pasting your essays over from ChatGPT into whatever Google Doc or whatever you're doing in college. Be real careful.
Oh, your essays. I was like, what are you talking about? Okay, your papers.
Your papers, whatever you're writing, be
better
real.
Not be copying and pasting from ChatGPT.
Search, find, replace, Target.
Thanks for listening to the RadioU Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.